Related or anything? No.
No,
All right.
no. I actually started right after Hurricane Ike.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, good morning, Facebook folks.
On the Diesel Houston traffic.
You're a shopping ninja. You know knowledge is power. So when it comes to finding a new car, what do? Click BakerNissan.com. Get a certified pre-owned 2017 Sentra with 100,000-mile warranty for just $12.9. Before you kick the tires, click the tires at BakerNissan.com.
Lease & Associates is a vehicle fleet management company that manages vehicles from small to mid-sized businesses.
All right, 2 minutes.
We are a family
Whatever.
in the Houston area since 1958.
I'm
Did
just
you
playing.
Lease & Associates has
I
a
know.
fleet and fuel management program. Our leases have no mileage limitations. Did you know we handle titling, registration, and renewals? We also handle any upfitting for your business needs.
Yeah, you've probably figured out by now.
281
I play a lot.
9945 or online at laifleet.com.
Quite the
That's
jokester.
laifleet.com.
Once again, there's been a lot of stock market volatility, so it's more important than ever to learn why the Money Matters buy, hold, and sell strategy can help protect what you have. If you're retired or retiring soon, don't miss this free Money Matters retirement seminar. Choose Pearland Thursday, July 12th, The Woodlands Saturday, July 14th, or Thursday, July 19th in the Crown Plaza Galleria area. Seating is limited. Make sure to make your reservation now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare,
What about Puerto Vallarta?
let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-708-3091. 800-708-3091. 800-708-3091. That's 800-708-3091.
The following program, paid for by Right Path Real Estate, does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of the staff, management, or ownership of this station. It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Tom Perry. Get the answer
make sure
to your
my
question that's
phone's
keeping
on.
you from taking
Off.
action and succeeding today.
Welcome to the show.
Get ready. The guy that will put your fears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Tom Perry.
Hot mics.
Hey, welcome to the show, Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. Want to welcome a new guest to the show. It's a regular sponsor, Benchmark Insurance. But Austin, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me, Tom.
Doing
Appreciate
well,
it.
yeah.
Doing good.
So what's your role at Benchmark?
I've been with the company going on 10 years.
So you're a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My primary role is in the new business.
Yeah.
So I'm taking on all the new clients, the new referrals, trying to make sure they get prospected to the right underwriters, and get them going. So that's what I do in that.
So how many potential new clients would you say you talk to in a month?
Oh man, at least 50. I mean, it just depends because there's a lot of different aspects of the real estate side of things. So,
right. So most of your business are going to be real estate, either homeowners or investors, or is it almost all investors?
It's all investors.
It's all investors.
I deal with the landlords. We got the flipper guys,
Yep.
that are flipping houses. I got my partner Rick that helps me on that side of things.
Sure.
But it's a lot,
Right.
So we talk to a lot of new clients.
What would you say top 3 questions investors are asking you as it relates to, like, hey, I'm brand new, I'm calling Benchmark, I'm shopping around, I want to consider you guys. What are the top 3 questions you see that they ask?
Right now, it's flood insurance is number one.
Yeah.
I mean, is the property in a flood zone?
Right.
Can you tell me if it flooded? That's a huge.
Are there
thing
any
right
resources they could look that up themselves as a consumer? Or do they need to go through you in order to find that information out?
We can pull the flood zone very quickly.
Okay.
So if you contact me or send me an email,
Because you have
I can-
proprietary sources,
Right,
or
right,
okay,
exactly.
got it.
And we actually have it available on our website. We're still working on getting that finalized. But
Okay.
If you do reach out to me, I can do that for you very quickly. Somebody in our office can do that. We aren't able to tell if it specifically when it flooded.
Right.
It doesn't give us that information. So
if somebody says, "Hey, can you tell me if this property's flooded before? Did it flood in the last flood, or has it flooded? How many times? Is this like an 8-time flood, like in Meyerland?" Or
unfortunately, you can't do that with flood. With homeowners insurance, you know, you're able to run those reports and it'll tell you the exact date. But,
Okay.
Flood just doesn't do that
because FEMA doesn't probably keep up with that.
They want
right?
to keep the information to themselves.
Yeah. Now, what is I've heard all these different things that FEMA will kick you out if you flooded 3 times. They won't flood.
They have a category called the severe repetitive loss.
Okay.
So if it's flooded more than twice, they put you in this category. You have to go directly to NFIP, submit an application. It takes a little bit longer, but it's still doable.
Right.
And then we do have private flood options.
Right.
Those are good for high risk flood zone areas.
Okay.
You just have to make sure, depending on what lender we're dealing with, if they're going to accept a private flood policy. So that's one of the things that we look for. We get, and that's another question we get asked a lot.
Because I've talked to investors. They say, "Man, this is a money making machine for me. I've owned it, and it's flooded 5 times.
Right.
And it pays out, and they keep." But I've heard I've always understood it that after that many floods, you're not going to be able to buy flood insurance anymore. But that's not entirely accurate, or it is. Or?
No. I mean, you can still buy flood insurance. You can still go directly to NFIP. You're probably going to pay a little bit more.
Right.
If you have an elevation certificate, it could help the cost of the flood insurance.
Right.
It's not always required, depending on the year the property was built.
So where does somebody go get an elevation certificate?
We can order one from you from a lot of different vendors that we use.
Normally comes from a survey company, though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
So the same people that would do a survey, it's an add-on to a survey, or you can send them out by themselves just to do an elevation certificate.
Right.
Correct.
Exactly.
Okay.
It usually costs you about $400.
So they normally ask, okay, has it flooded before? Which you can't necessarily answer that, or what flood zone is it in? What else do they ask you?
And then the next biggest question is probably about rates.
Yeah.
What are your rates?
Sure.
And it all boils down to territory. That's the biggest factor is where's the property located?
Right.
How old
what's
is
the
it?
address? Give me the digits.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's my next question. What's the address?
Right.
And we're able to kind of guesstimate, right now, depending
Sure.
on where it is. But there is a lot of factors that go into it, obviously. So I don't always like giving out,
Right.
estimated numbers. But if you're looking for just a baseline,
Yeah.
I can do that too.
Okay. So that's question number 2. What's question number 3 they typically ask?
Oh man, how many properties do we need to get into our investor package
Right.
policy? That's the big one. And that's constantly changing because
Right.
we do work with a lot of different underwriters.
Right.
And then coming up on hurricane season.
Right.
So we're
here right now, right?
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
officially in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I get that question a lot, and it's something that it just depends on the timing.
Mm-hmm.
What I like to tell people is we need at least 3 properties to even present it to our underwriters.
Right.
They would rather have 5.
Right.
But just if we don't have enough, we'll get you on individual policies best way we can. Make sure you have the right coverage. That's what we do.
So let's say that you're flipping properties.
Right.
And, so you're going to be in the property for 3 months, 4 months, something like that. And I want to get flood insurance because I realize it might be a huge catastrophic loss if I don't have it. So I'm only in the property for 4 months, but I'm paying for a year, right? What happens to the other 8 months?
Flood insurance is refundable.
Okay.
There's a $50 policy fee that comes with an NFIP flood policy.
Okay.
And other than that, the policy is fully refundable. You do have to pay it in full when you buy the policy.
Right.
So you pay $1,200, $1,400, whatever the cost. But then in 3 months when you sell the property, you can cancel that flood policy and get your money back.
Okay, so now I also understand that, if I'm buying a piece of property that almost everybody knows that, hey, if there's a named storm in the Gulf, can't buy it, right? And then secondly, that there's like a 30-day waiting period from the time you want to buy the property or the policy till the time that it goes into effect.
No, not exactly.
Okay.
If you're buying a property, if you're
Right.
closing on a loan,
Right.
you can start a flood policy immediately. You can start it on that date that you close on the property.
Provided that it has to be on the HUD. Is that right? Or is that not right?
No, we would just have to show that you're closing on that date. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a lender on the property, we're
Right.
listing that lender on the policy.
Right.
There's no documentation that they're going to ask you for, really.
Okay.
But you can close the policy on that date. If you own the property already,
Right. Then
and
you have to wait.
Then you have to wait the 30
So in
days.
other words, if I close on a property today and I say, hey, I want to add flood insurance starting tomorrow, I got to wait 30 days. But if I add it today on the day that I'm closing on it, then I can add it and it goes into effect immediately.
you would be able to start that policy tomorrow
You could,
if you
you could backdate it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily backdated.
Yeah.
If you close today and we started it tomorrow,
Right.
I mean, you're missing out on a day there.
Right.
If as long as your lender is okay with that.
But they're not going to make you wait the 30
They're not going to
days.
make you wait the 30 days if you're closing on that property.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So you have how much of a window in order to take advantage of that?
Man, yeah.
Do it quick, right? Don't
Yeah,
don't
do it
delay.
quickly, yeah.
You don't want to be 30 days later going, "Oh, I forgot to add it."
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly,
'cause
exactly,
That's the point I'm trying to make is like, what's that? Because I realize there's some gotchas on there. Sometimes people get 90 days into a rehab and they're like, "Oh man, I didn't realize there's a storm coming and now I want to buy it and it's too late to add it."
That
Then-
would you would have to wait 30 days if it was
Yeah.
that long. I mean, there's a couple days we can work with that, but
Right.
going past 5,
Yeah.
7 days, it's gonna hurt.
Your
It's gonna be
host.
hard. Yeah.
All right. So you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. I'm joined live in the studio with Austin. He's at insureinvestors.com, insureinvestors.com, 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. They're benchmark insurance for all your investor insurance needs, whether you're looking for a package portfolio product, whether you're looking for builder's risk, for a landlord policy, for a vacant dwelling policy, or even for your own personal residence, because y'all do that as well,
Yeah,
right?
we're full service. I mean, we have a commercial department.
Right,
We
y'all do
write-
commercial
yeah.
general liability, y'all do it all,
Apartments,
right?
yeah.
Multifamily, all everything. So,
Yes, sir.
all right. So those are the 3 questions you get asked most frequently. Now, if you were knowing what you know about insurance, and just taking all your experience, things like that, I want you to put your eyes and ears and brain into the new investor and saying, these are the 3 questions that you should be asking. I mean, I know this is what you are asking. Is that what they should be asking, or is it something different?
Oh man, that's a good question. What I would say, number one, is what are my deductibles?
Yeah, right.
Right. What type of policy?
Right.
Is it a replacement cost? Is it a special forms? Is it a basic form policy? Actual
Yeah.
cash value?
Yeah.
Does it give me coverage on my roof? Is water damage included? Loss of rents coverage. That was a huge thing with Harvey.
Yeah,
was
right.
A lot of people thought they had loss of rents on flood policies.
Right.
And so those are the questions that I would recommend.
And they didn't have loss of rents on flood policy.
No,
right?
no. Unfortunately, FEMA doesn't put loss of rents on their policies, and
Yeah, because FEMA's not really trying to protect the investor
Right.
necessarily. They're trying to protect homeowners and the catastrophic loss of a
Exactly.
typical homeowner. So they're not even thinking about that. So is there a way to add loss of rents on a flood?
Unfortunately, if it's with the FEMA policy, there's not right now.
Okay.
We have some options on the private,
private?
flood side.
Okay.
It's getting a little tighter on those things.
I would imagine.
Some guys are like, the Agent Alliance
Yeah.
backed out after Harvey.
Right,
So they're
imagine
not,
that.
Yeah. So there is some options. It's slim, but
Yeah.
we try to do the best we can.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. Joined live in the studio with Austin. He's with Benchmark Insurance. If you want to, you can actually get quotes nationwide, because that's the other thing. Y'all are here in Houston, but you do Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. You do all of Texas.
Right.
But you even go outside of Texas, right?
We do.
Are there states that you don't write insurance in?
No, I mean Florida's the highest.
Okay, yeah.
Florida pays the highest.
Sure, right.
If we're on the investor package, if you're an investor with multiple properties, we got you on the package. We can write outside of Texas.
Okay.
If it's an individual policy, we're not able to do that.
Only in Texas.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's insureinvestors.com. That's insureinvestors.com. So if you qualify for the investor package, which means you're bundling all your properties under one, so it acts like a builder's risk when it needs to be a builder's risk. It acts like a vacant dwelling when it needs to be a vacant dwelling. It acts like a landlord policy when it needs to be a landlord policy. Go to insureinvestors.com. You can get a quote right there from the website, 281-569-4353, 281-569-4353. Thanks for coming in, man.
Hey, appreciate it.
Yeah,
thanks for
thanks a
having
lot.
me. That's it.
Nikki, you there? Oh, God. Did that catch you off guard?
Mike's off.
Were you snoozing?
First day.
Huh? Today's your first day?
Today's my first day.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm like, I thought I nailed that minute mark, and you're like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I nailed the the spot.
You did good. You did good.
All right, sounds good. Thanks. All right, bye.
Slow or non-responsive.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a lag there.
Like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or
Facebook
binders.
takes a
agency for that is
while for it to
Benchmark
go
Insurance
from here
to Protect.
through there,
The
up
team
to
at Benchmark
Facebook,
understands
down.
the investor mindset.
somebody
They
watches
know what
that's
you need
not,
and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties
like
on
I
a single
share it
policy
on
will
my
help
own
save time
personal
and money.
page, so you can watch it on my
Benchmark has been in
personal
business
page,
for
you
over
can watch
10
it on
years,
several
and we
people's
insure
that
over
share it
30,000
on their
properties.
personal pages,
Contact
or you can
Benchmark
just
about our
like our right
exclusive
page.
investor package. Call us and let
Yeah.
us show you what we
Yeah,
can do for you.
yeah, just-
281-569-4353.
all you have to do is,
That's
on Facebook, just go to
281-569-4353. Or
Yeah,
online
and
at
it'll be up there,
benchmarkbroker.com.
all day today.
That's benchmarkbroker.com.
Actually, we
That's
never-
281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Yeah, great job. Yeah.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending has originated over 2,000 loans in Texas, valued at over $250 million. Jet Lending will help you evaluate your deals for free and give you feedback on value, cost of repairs, and potential loan amount. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com. Oh, and don't forget about our famous Third Wednesday Super Investor Networking Meeting. Lots of fun, lots of great real estate talk. We'll see you there.
Are you expecting to close accurately, on time, and with lots of communication on your home purchase? You've come to the right place. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Our goal is to give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, Jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497.
This is Business 1110.
Hey, welcome back. Sorry about the Facebook feed, guys, but I'm joined live in the studio with Brandon. He's with Foundation Check, foundationcheck.com, and it's 346-702-3825. We're going to talk about foundation issues. You know, what a lot of people don't realize is that what causes foundation issues in Houston is this clay, some people call it a gumbo, soil that we've got that is, you know, I describe it as it's expansive and contractive like your kitchen sink sponge.
Right. Yep.
And so, like, I've got a sponge that I use for cleaning out the inside of my water tank, which only gets used about once a month. So it gets really dry, and when it's dry, it's like, man, it's maybe a quarter of an inch, but when it's full of water, it's like a half an inch. I mean, it like doubles in thickness.
Yep.
And really, our soil is doing the same thing. It can move 3 or 4 inches.
Yep.
And so it's really a lot about moisture control. Now we can fix that, and instead of almost every foundation, when it's built by a builder, house is built by a builder, the foundation is just sitting on the ground, right? Unless it's a pier and beam. And so the idea of the way foundations are fixed now is that you basically put piers underneath the beam of the slab foundation, right? Even slab foundations have beams, different from a pier and beam house where it sits on the foundation. The piers, the beams sit on the piers. There's no piers normally under a slab foundation, right? But you do have beams within the slab foundation. So what you do is you put piers down below there, and you basically turn a slab foundation into a pier and beam house, I guess is really what you're doing.
Yeah, and then people ask us a lot of questions. Hey, well, if we have a slab that's been raised, we did a job yesterday, where they basically overjacked the property,
right?
And he asked us, how do I go down? Well,
you don't.
You can't. And it's an
if it was just done
situation.
a day ago, you could go down.
Sure.
But if it's done years ago,
that's correct.
And explain why that is.
Well, a couple things could have occurred is that physically it could have been a bad install by the foundation company, somebody not paying attention, somebody not knowing what quite they're doing. Also, the opposite effect is sometimes, as your sponge example, where that clay soil would go to being a fatty state and expand and physically cause those piers to even raise up, comparative to the rest of the slab, that is.
Right.
So those are usually the two options that occur when we have what's called a heave, and that's the upward motion versus, a deflection is more of a downward motion traditionally that we're looking at. And deflection can be up or down, but usually a lot of our foundations that, we come out, we evaluate, are going to have that deflection downward. But every now and then we'll see where those piers have gone up, and we had an instance yesterday, and home's been completely remodeled by an investor.
Oh, wow.
And got it sold on an FHA loan and had to appease a lender. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, and I hate seeing the bearer bad news, but it unfortunately does occur.
So how many inches had it heaved?
Well, he was high 2.3 in one corner, and then 0.9 in another corner, and about 0 in the middle.
Yeah.
And so physically, he was sitting in more of a bowl shape.
Yeah.
At that point, so they're going to have to go back to the drawing board, ask for seller concessions, ask for, do you want to stay in the deal, and that's where our product comes to the forefront. If they would have used us on the front end,
right,
and used what we do out in the field, use our drawings to scale, and done the upfront work versus spending $35,000 to repair it for $650 with an engineered report or a letter of opinion from us for $450, they would have saved a bukus of money for that investor. So,
yeah, there's 55 steps in a construction project, and there's a reason why foundation is at the beginning. Because it affects everything else. And
yeah, so I think they're going to go to the it's up to the homeowners to make a decision if they're going to buy the house. They now have knowledge of it. And
the trouble is, if it didn't pass inspection on that it's within building tolerance, then a traditional mortgage, traditional FHA mortgage, they don't approve that.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of lenders come out and ask for our report nowadays. It's I don't know if it's a post-Harvey type deal or just lending seems to be adding one more checkbox to the form and say, hey, you got to require a third party. And our report and our evaluation satisfies that as long as it's the engineered report. So.
Right. Okay. So tell us a little bit about the process. If I'm looking to buy a brand new house for myself, or a remodeled house, or if I'm an investor, how do I start the process getting y'all to come out and check us out?
Yeah, absolutely. You can give us a call at the number, text to that number as well. Basically, we'll go over our pricing, kind of what your goals are.
346-702-3825.
Yep, absolutely. If you decide to move forward with us, we'll send you a very small web form. You kind of fill it out. Helps us with our clients and get everything in order. We'll come out to the property. We usually run 2 appointments a day, roughly at 10 and 2, because it takes approximately 2 hours to draw up a 2,500 square foot house.
Yeah.
And
because you're drawing it to scale, and that's one of the things. You're going out there with graph paper
and tape measure, and we're getting to literally within inches. I mean, it's not just we're not a foundation company going out there, and some guys kind of eyeball it. Some guys use a roller wheel and and go around your house, and then they're done in about 10 or 15 minutes. Our report, we want it to be as most accurate as possible, and so that's why we hand measure everything, every little nick, door, where the brick changes. I mean, all that we factor in, because if that structure sits on that particular part of the slab, then we go ahead and put it in the dimensions. Some of the stuff that we don't do is the flat work, could be a patio, could be sidewalk. We may just make a note of it, but if it's not holding the structure, then traditionally we just make a note of it on the file, but we don't evaluate it because it's just flat work.
Well, so you're dealing with structural concrete primarily.
That is correct.
Yeah. So if it's a patio that's normally like
4 to 6 inches versus a structural beam, you're hoping 6 to 14 inches, depending who built it, if it's a production builder or not. So, but and then we come inside the property and then we measure it to scale. So we'll take that elevation reading. I can tell to a 1/10 of a degree if it's up or down. All that field data that takes that hour and a half, 2 hours, then goes back into the office. We draw it up on AutoCAD, and then we put it through a software package. That software package tells us if it's within tolerances or not. And then we call back the client and say, hey, this is kind of what we found. This is what's going in the report. Which direction do you want to kind of go with? So when you hire us, we work for you. We're completely independent. We don't do any of the repair work at all.
Right.
So I don't have a vested interest in whether I put 0 piers in or 40 in, which we don't like to do.
Well, we've got about 2 minutes left. I want you to tell me. So almost every investor knows that if you've had a deflection or you have a heaving, you can go in there and you can fix that problem with piers. Right. Okay, so what other solutions do you have, though, because you've got more tools in the toolbox in terms of recommending solutions than just piers?
Yeah, absolutely. So in our report, and this is for a homeowner or even an investor, and this is something that you, as an investor, if you wanted to pass on to your end buyer, our slabs are not perfect at any means. My personal residence, your personal residence is not. So in our report, we will give general guidelines on foundation performance, everything from, water bed. Let's say your flower bed is overwatered or underwatered. We've discussed soaker hoses here. We've discussed the uses of sprinklers, drainage control, pooling around foundations. All of these are
root walls.
Or root wall barriers, and any of these aspects go into maintaining a foundation or improving it over time without having to do pier work.
Right.
So,
okay. So you're joined live in the studio, or I'm joined live in the studio with Foundation Check. It's Brandon with Foundation Check. It's foundationcheck.com, 346-702-3825. How much does your report cost?
We offer 2 reports. The first report, the one we recommend, is a fully engineered report. That's our licensed PE. Basically reviews the file, has a stamped letter that goes along with the report. That is $650. If you want just a simple letter of opinion from us, that's going to be $450. But we highly recommend, if you're an investor, you're going to be flipping the house, go ahead and go do the engineered report. If you're a landlord or if you're owner-occupied and you just want a peace of mind, then the $450 maybe is more suitable, more cost-effective for you.
Okay. Thanks for coming in.
All right. Sounds good, Tom. Thank you.
All right. See you.
4 more minutes.
Yeah, 4 more minutes,
All
and
right.
Carl's on hold.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary pier work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before ever repair. Call 346-702-3825
3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
Taxes. Just the sound of that word makes people cringe. At Anderson Advisors, we provide tax reduction through asset protection for real estate investors throughout the country. Our unique philosophy has CPAs, lawyers, bookkeepers, and estate planners with one common goal, helping you, the real estate investor. Check us out today at AndersonAdvisors.com. And don't forget to tell us you heard about us at Right Path Real Estate.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts that can be used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs. To tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S., call Quest IRA at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance
90
company is slow or
seconds.
non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts, Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas, 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give NextGen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to
He says Kurt.
investors.
Carl.
This
Carl.
is Business 1110.
All right, here we go. Hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio. 713-785-1817 if you want to give us a call. We put you on the right path to practical real estate investing. Hey, no better time to get started investing in real estate right now. I want to go live to our call-in hotline. Carl with Anderson Advisors. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me again.
Hey, Carl, I know you had a great event just recently. I believe that was it this past weekend?
Yeah, it was. It was an awesome event. Got a chance to meet a bunch of great people. Our door prize, we actually gave away a signed J.J. Watt poster, or it's one of those frame deals.
Yeah, right.
And some Astros tickets. So we had overall we had an awesome weekend. Like I said, met a bunch of great people, and look forward to our next trip down.
What do you see are the biggest questions people are asking when they're first getting started?
It's actually funny. So the biggest question we always get is, why didn't anybody ever tell us that we needed business entities? Or how did I go this long without knowing what I was exposing myself to when I have if I did have an LLC and I had a bunch of houses in one LLC?
Right.
So that's generally the kind of the stuff we get in the beginning for most real estate investors who come to one of our presentations or sit down and chat with us and get a free blueprint.
Yeah, so what do you think is the biggest mistake that brand new investors make when they're just getting started that knowing what y'all know and what you teach new investors, what's that one or two things that people should consider that they oftentimes don't? Because it seems like they're so focused on how do I get that first deal? And then once, then how do I estimate the rehab number, right? That's the first two things. And then how do I sell it, or what, those kind of things. Where do I get the money? What would you say they, instead of focusing on those things, those are important, what do you think is even more important? Or maybe just as important?
Well, yeah, from our perspective and from the stuff that we see the most is a lot of the folks starting out are either A, don't know what questions to ask, or B, are too, are a little bit ashamed that they have certain questions because they think they're stupid. So that's not, I would say that's wholeheartedly not true, and you're better off asking the question than not. So we like to position ourselves as a resource as well so that we can actually answer some of those questions so we can prevent the fire instead of having to catch it on the back end and try to put the fire out.
Right, absolutely. So what kind of questions should they be asking?
Well, number one, they should make sure they have the proper documents in place. See a lot of bad loans out there, see a lot of unsecured loans out there for those gap funders or, folks who are doing bridge loans or just folks that don't necessarily understand the ins and outs of securing a loan versus just having a piece of paper that says you lent the money. And that's number one from the lending side. From the actual working side, you see a lot of bad joint venture deals. So a lot of joint ventures that are done purely on a piece of paper, and people don't have an understanding of, number one, of what Texas law basically impugns on them if they're going to be a joint venture. You're basically going to be looked at as a partnership versus doing it in an LLC where you can limit some of that liability. So there's just some general structural issues that we see quite frequently. And also from the loan side is just if you're going to be a lender versus a developer, then there's some different little ins and outs you need to know as well to safely do that.
Yeah, so you mentioned something in terms of joint venture versus a partnership. What can you describe a little bit what you mean? What's the difference between those?
Sure. So if you just had a joint venture with two people who just had a joint venture agreement, well, the problem is if something goes wrong or that joint venture gets sued, it's going to be looked at as a partnership under Texas law. So what that means is that in Texas and pretty much everywhere else as well, that if it's looked at as a partnership, you have no limit of liability. The court will look to satisfy whatever, if there's a judgment, whatever the partnership assets are, but if those assets aren't enough, they'll then go to the individual partner's personal assets to satisfy a judgment. So that just means basically you may think you're just being safe or doing the right thing by entering into an agreement on paper for a joint venture, but if you're not using an appropriate entity, you're going to have a real issue if there's a large judgment and where you could have avoided it if you simply used an LLC to limit your liability.
So what you're saying, so I know of a particular deal, won't name any names to protect the guilty and innocent, right? So I know of a particular deal, relatively new investor, wholesaler finds a deal, wholesaler sells this investor the deal, then that wholesaler is also a contractor. So the contractor also did the rehab, but then also wanted to partner on the profits and basically wrote up an agreement for that one deal that basically said, hey, if the deal makes money, we split profits 50-50. And if the deal loses money, it's a 60-40 split. Investor takes 60% of the loss. The contractor / wholesaler takes 40% of the loss. Well, the deal lost money. And now I know of this particular deal, and the person says, "Oh, I don't want to. You did these things wrong. I don't want to. Everything works out well as long as it's making money. As soon as somebody loses money, like, oh well, because I know this person certainly would have wanted their half if there was profit involved, but now doesn't want to pay his 40%. So what you're saying is because they didn't set up an LLC, the limit of liability is not limited to just the LLC because there was no LLC set up. So the person, if there's a lawsuit involved, and assuming that there's victorious and all that, that really the loser side is subject to all assets. Is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, that would be a huge. If you didn't know that, that would be oh wow, I just spent a lot of money on my education on that. You know, what I learned is there's 2 ways to get an education in life, right? And there's the school of life, which we all learn certain lessons that way, and that's the way that you learn, where the test comes before you actually know the answers, right? And then there's also, you can pay other people for their experience and expertise. And one of the things that I've learned as I'm past the 50-year-old mark is that I'd rather pay somebody else, because you can't be an expert in every single thing. In fact, what I know is that people that specialize just in taxes, that they can be an expert in that. It's a full-time job just to keep up with all the tax changes. And then it's, again, a full-time job just to keep up with being an attorney and all the legal aspects. And there's specialties even within the law, for example, people that practice, medical malpractice versus people that practice real estate law. Even those are full-time jobs just to be experts in those, right? And what I love about Anderson is it bundles all of that together, real estate related, whether it's legal, whether it's, business formation entities, and then also the tax situation as well, all bundled together in one roof.
Absolutely, and like you said, another one of the big things that come up for clients when we first meet with them is that nobody likes to pay taxes, period. Now, we all believe in paying your fair share, but we don't believe in leaving a tip. So one of the big things that comes up most folks out there, especially folks that already have entities, are that, okay, they're trying to do the right thing, but they don't recognize that there's a way to change to use the type of income or to mitigate some of their tax expenses, because either, number one, they had simply, like you said, an attorney who was willing to set up an LLC but did not look at the tax side of it, or on the flip side, they have something set up where they've got 1 million tax returns because they've got all sorts of entities because they let a CPA set it up. So it's like you said, we combine everything under one roof in order to get the best result, not just from one perspective, but like you said, from the liability perspective and also from the tax perspective.
Okay, so I also want to point out that y'all have set up a website for Right Path listeners. It's rightpathap.com. That's rightpathap.com. If you go to that website right now, you can sign up to get the 3 steps to create an invisible investor strategy ebook. And there's a link right there to be able to get that book. There's also a download for the to learn about maximizing your profits and protection for long-term buy and hold real estate investing. And also information right there that talks about what makes Anderson unique. So you can get all that information right there. You can learn how to get started with Anderson Advisors. Go to rightpathap.com. That's rightpathap.com, or call 1-800-706-4741. That's 1-800-706-4741. So I know y'all travel around. Y'all do the weekend events. Where's your next weekend event going to be?
We've actually got a couple coming up, but they're going to be in Vegas up here.
Oh, wow.
At the end of this month.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always tough to convince people to come out to Vegas for one of the events.
Yeah, another excuse to go to Vegas, right?
But at the end of the month, we are going to be in Dallas for an AP event.
So end of July.
Texas fairly frequently.
So end of July, you'll be in Dallas, and you're going to be in Vegas when?
We're in Vegas. We've got a couple events coming up. Well, there's one next week, one next weekend, one on the weekdays after that. So we're
you do a lot.
Busy month for us.
Right. So go to rightpathap.com or call 1-800-706-4741. 1-800-706-4741. Can you give any, again, stories to protect the innocent? But some of the biggest mistakes, can you give a specific example of an event or something that's happened to an investor that if they had planned correctly on the front end, that they would have saved a lot of headache and heartache?
2 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's too many stories where that would have happened, but one comes to mind specifically. We had an event where there was this older lady who came up to us and said, I'm here because I don't want it to happen again. And of course, we asked for clarification because she looked, heartbroken when we looked at her. And she said, I had somebody come over to my house. They were actually cleaning out her gutters. and she had one of those the power line running above ground to the house, and one of the guys had an aluminum ladder. It hit that line, and unfortunately, he passed.
Oh,
well,
no.
And then to add insult to injury, he was working with a partner, and the partner, seeing his friend, shocked, went and grabbed the ladder too, and he unfortunately passed.
Oh my gosh.
Now she had an apartment building and about 22 single-family residences, and they were all gone. She was just completely wiped out because she had no business entities. Now, she didn't, she knew it was a loss of life, and it's hard to put a price on a loss of life, and she didn't want them, she didn't want to hurt the family or not keep them or make them whole, but she was also, 62 when it happened. So, I mean, how much you only got so many times you can start over in life.
Yes.
So, had she been more protected, the plaintiff's attorneys would most likely have settled for insurance limits or possibly slightly over, just depending on how strong the case was. But that's one of those sad, unfortunate stories that you come across every once in a while. So we would hate. I don't ever want to hear that, that type of story again. So I'd much rather, like you said, trust experts to take care of you on the front end versus having to go through that terrible process of being completely wiped out.
Absolutely. So I'm joined live in the studio with Carl. He's with Anderson Advisors. You can go to rightpathap.com or call 1-800-706-4741. Real estate investing, it's not just learning how to get the recipe of baking the cake, so to speak. If you listen to our show, you know what I'm talking about. But it's a three-legged stool where you're trying to balance. You want to be bankable as you're growing your portfolio, but you also want to protect liability. And again, you want to pay your fair share of taxes, but like they say, you don't want to leave a tip to the IRS. Pay your fair share, but they're not asking for tips. They're not demanding it or anything like that. So pay what you owe and no more, no less. And but balancing those, because you can make yourself completely invisible, which makes it more difficult, which was fantastic from a liability standpoint, but makes it more difficult from a lending standpoint. But then there's opportunities to increase your bankability. So you want to be able to balance those based on where you are in your portfolio lifespan. You've been listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. Go to rightpathap.com and give Carl a call at Anderson Advisors at 1-800-706-4741. Thanks, Carl, for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Mike's off.
Thank you.
Hi, Clint Coons here, attorney and avid real estate investor. You know, the greatest mistake real estate investors make is not understanding the potential liability that exists from owning real estate. At Anderson Business, Legal, and Tax Advisors, we specialize in protecting real estate investors in all 50 states. In addition to structuring your business for optimum protection, we provide guidance so you pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs to estate planners and much more. Download our free ebook, The Invisible Investor Strategy, today at AndersonAdvisors.com or call for a free risk reduction analysis and financial blueprint at 800-706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep more of what you earn. Call us today at 800-706-4741 and mention Right Path Real Estate.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree, single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
Selecting a foundation company and their product for repair is a lot like a game of chance. You simply don't know what you're going to get. The foundation repair industry as a whole doesn't carry a license, nor is it regulated. However, Foundation Check utilizes professional engineers to review all of our files to give you the best foundation analysis in today's market. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825 or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com.
Are you a realtor or seller that is concerned about the new TRID rules and closing on time? I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer at Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and we have mastered the 30-day close. We close on time, accurately, and with tons of communication. You'll have a dedicated team of a coordinator and a contract-to-close associate. Give me a call today at 713-579-3611, and let's talk about how we can help you on your next transaction. NMLS 514497.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
This is Business 1110.
All right, hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. Want to direct you over to our Right Path Real Estate website. Here's what I know is that most people haven't done the math yet in terms of retirement. You could possibly be way closer. Oftentimes I'll be in a room with a bunch of folks. I'll be up on stage or I'll be in a group of, I'm out networking and I'll start talking to people. And I simply say, hey, how close are you to retirement? And they're like, well, retirement's for people that are much, much older. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. At what age does retirement start? Well, I want to retire at about 75. Okay, fine. Well, then I say, what's the difference between retirement and financial freedom? Because oftentimes people don't relate to retirement, but they do relate to financial freedom. And what it is, it's a mindset shift. If you start thinking about what would make you financially free, there's probably a number that it would take on a monthly basis for you to consider yourself financially free. For some of you, that's $3,000 a month. For some of you, it's $5,000 a month. For some of you, it's being able to have enough income coming in to be able to pay all of your bills. And for some of you, it's getting rid of debt. And so if you don't have a clear path for creating financial freedom, one of the numbers that we start sharing with people is that if you want to be financial free just based on passive income, based off of your money or your net worth working for you, whatever your annual income is, if you're going to have it in the stock market, it's going to be invested relatively safe and secure. You're going to get somewhere around a 7% rate of return or growth, or however you want to look at it. You get a 7% rate of return. You're going to need about 25 times your annual income in order to be able to live the lifestyle that you want to live without outliving your income. So in other words, if you want $100,000 a year worth of income coming in passively, you need about $2.5 million in assets. Or we show you in our free introduction to real estate how you can do that on way less. And you say, well, Tom, I don't have $2.5 million and I'm not saving. And you realize that if you saved an extra $100,000 a year,
1 minute,
and you weren't getting any growth on that, it would take you 25 years to save that much. So we have some good news. You can get to financial freedom much faster if you apply the things that we teach that are very, very doable. Come learn more about it. Go to rightpathrealestate.com. That's rightpathrealestate.com. Sign up for our free event. We're going to be talking about this more on Thursday and Friday. We'll be closed tomorrow. I want everybody to have a safe and happy 4th of July. Be